Hi everyone, I hope you're okay, and I really hope that guys the videos will keep uploading and helping you out. This is video number 8 and I'm doing question 10 guys from the IEP 2022 Mathematics Paper 1 exam. Please note that other videos are already uploaded. Just click the link on the description below. It will take you straight to the playlist with the full memorandum whereby you can download the question paper on your own, answer the questions with me. If there are things you're not sure about, do raise your hand. I will come to rescue. Okay, you are given the following numbers 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, these 5 numbers, we are supposed to create a 5-digit number code. Okay, how many unique 5-digit numbers can be created if repetition is not allowed? Since repetition is not allowed, I have 5. I'll simply say 5 factorial. Are you together? Or I can just look at it one by one. So I must have I must create a number which has 5 digits. Are you together? And on the first placeholder, I have 5 numbers to choose from. Are you together? After I've chosen the first number, on the second placeholder here, I will have 4 numbers to choose from. Are you together? After I've eliminated the first 2 numbers, I'm only left with 3 numbers to choose from here, and then I will be only left with 2 numbers to choose from, and then there will be 1 number which is left. If I multiply these, I'll still get 5 factorial, which is equal to 120 numbers which can be created. Are you together? And then number 2, I'm being asked what is the probability that 5 that's a unique 5-digit number starts with an 8 and ends with a 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts with an 8 and ends with a 3. I already know what's happening here. The only thing I'm concerned about is this. So since I already know the first number and the number that should be at the last, that means I've already eliminated 2 numbers from the 5 that I was given. Are you together? So I'm only left with 3 numbers to choose from. On this placeholder here, I will choose from 3 numbers. After choosing a number on this placeholder, I will choose from 2 numbers, and then I will choose from and then there will be 1 number which is left. If I multiply this, this will give me the number of desired outcomes if ever I start with an 8 and end with a 3. So my probability is just 3 times 2 times 1 all over 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 1 over 20, and I'll simply get 0.05. Yeah. Okay. How many unique even numbers greater than 6,500 can be created if repetition is not allowed? I'm trying to create a 5-digit number which is an even number, and that even number should be greater than 65,000. It's simple, guys. If I start, okay, the numbers that can be here, I'm supposed to have numbers which are divisible by 2. For a number to be even, it simply means that the last digit should be the one which can be divisible by 2. Are you together? The number that I was given, it was 1. It was 1, 3, 6, 8, and 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9. Let me write them in blue here. 1, 3, 6, 8, and 9. Okay. The only numbers I can choose from here, I can only have a 6 and an 8, because these are the only numbers which are divisible by 2. And since my number has to be greater than 6,500, the only numbers that can be on the first placeholder it can only be 6, 8, and 9. Are you together? Okay. In here, it doesn't matter what I choose. Are you together? But I know that whenever, let's say I start with a 9. I start with a 9 over there. Ne? I already know there's only one possibility there. I'll have a 9 to start with. Are you together? And after starting with a 9, it simply means I will have 2 options over here, because I have 2 even numbers to choose from. Are you together? And then in this space, I'll be left with 3 factorial, or just say 3 times 2 times 1. Are you together? So the possible outcomes, if I start with a 9, the possible outcome is just 1 times 3 factorial times 2. Are you together? Now let's check if I start with an 8. How can my setup be like? If I start with an 8, it simply means that I must end with a 6 there. Why? Because I'm not supposed to repeat numbers. Are you together? So if I start with an 8, I know there's an 8 here, so there's one possibility. I also know there's a 6 there. There's only one possibility. So this, for the outcome there, I just have 3 factorial. So I'll just have 1 times 3 factorial times 1, which is plus 3 factorial. Okay, let me write the ones as well. Okay, now let's say I'm starting with a 6. I'm starting with a 6. Remember that I can only have 3 numbers to start with here from the 5 which I was given. Why? Because it was stipulated that my code should be greater than 6,500. Are you together? Okay, so if I start with a 6, remember that I must choose from 2 even numbers there. The even numbers are 6 and 8, but I cannot start with the 6 and end with the 6. So the 8 is also eliminated. Are you together? So the numbers I'm left with 1. I'm left with 1. I'm left with 1, 3, and 9 to choose from in this placeholder. Remember that my number has to be greater than 6,500. It simply means that the number that should be in the second placeholder must be a number which is greater or equal to 5. Are you together? So since I only have one number which is greater or equal to 5, that means I have a 9 there in the second placeholder. So I know that I will have one option to choose from. It's a 6, and that's a fact. And there's an 8 there, that's a fact. And here I also have one option to choose from. That will give me 2 factorial. So I'll just say plus 2 factorial. So what do they want? How many unique even number code? So the total number of unique codes that can be formed is just 1 times 3 factorial times 2 plus, I'll just say 3 factorial, guys, for this one, and I'll just say 2 factorial for that one. So this will give me excuse me, 1 times 3 factorial times 2 plus 3 factorial plus 2 factorial. This will give me 20. So there will be 20 possible number of unique codes which will be greater than 6,500. My total number is 20. Okay, let's go to B. We are told that in a factory that produces kettles, it is known that the probability of producing a defective kettle is 1 over 65. How many kettles would you expect to be defective if 19,500 kettles were produced by the factory. I was just going to say 19,500 multiplied by 1 over 65. Let's see what you get. 19,500 multiplied by 1 over 65. So 300 of the kettles, I'm expecting them to be defective. Okay, if you produced 150 kettles, what is the probability that none of these kettles would be defective? Okay, the kettle can be defective or not defective, right? The probability of finding a defective kettle is 1 over 65. The probability of finding a non-defective kettle is 64 over 65. Are you together? I'm just focusing on finding non-defective kettles. That means this branch will just continue until 150 kettles. Are you together? And the probability is still the same, 64 over 65. So I'll just have 64 over 65. They will just multiply one another for 150 times. So I'll just say to the power 150 and see what I get there. 64 over 64 over 65 to the power 150. This will give me 0.0977. Yeah, this will be the probability of not finding a defective kettle if 150 kettles were produced. Okay, it is given that the probability of A is equal to X. So the probability of A is X. Probability of B is equal to 0.6 plus X. The probability of A and B is 0.36 minus X. Events A and B are independent. Calculate the value of X. Since events A and B are independent, it simply means that the probability of A and B is equal to the probability of A times that of B. The probability of A times the probability of B is 0.36 minus X. The probability of A is X. The probability of B is 0.6 plus X. This can be written as 36 all over 100 minus X is equal to X over 6. X multiplied by 6 over 10 plus X. I can multiply everything by X there. I'll have 36 over 100 minus X is equal to 6X over 10 plus X squared. My LCD is 100. I just need to multiply everything by 100. I'll have 36 minus 100x is equal to I'll have 60x over here plus 100x squared. All together 100x squared plus 140, not 140 man, plus 160x minus 36 is equal to 0. Which number can I divide with? I think I can divide by 4. I'll have 25x squared. 160 divided by 4. This will be 40x minus 9. Now I'm supposed to factorize. I'll have 5x. I'll have 5x as well. I'll have 9 and 1. 45 plus and minus. So x is equal to 1 over 5 or x is equal to negative 9 over 5. This one is not applicable. Why? Because x is the probability of A, remember that, and the probability of an event cannot be negative. So x is just equal to 1 over 5, or you can write it as 0.2. That's how, guys, we could have tackled question number 10. I really hope that, guys, it helped you. Just stay tuned, guys, and wait for more videos.